Believe in yourself. That's where it all begins. And that's where most people quit. Everyone says those words like there's some kind of slogan. But when life gets ugly, when the storm hits, when doubt starts whispering in your ear, belief is the first thing to disappear. You can't fake belief. You can't post it on social media and expect it to become real. Belief in yourself has to be forged in moments of pain, in silence, when no one claps for you, when no one sees your effort, when you're left alone with nothing but your thoughts and your willpower. That's where real belief is born, in the darkness, when the light seems too far away to reach. No one's coming to save you. Read that again, no one. Not your friends, not your family, not your idols, not your mentors. You can be surrounded by people, but when it's time to fight your own battle, it's only you against you. Everyone wants to believe in themselves when things are easy, when success is close enough to touch. But when you fail, when you lose, when you hit rock bottom, that's when belief either becomes real or dies. You've got to be the kind of person who builds themselves from the ground up. You've got to stop waiting for permission to be great. The world doesn't care how tired you are, how scared you are, or how unfair life has been. The world only respects results, and results come from belief backed by action. Believing in yourself doesn't mean pretending everything's okay. It means you acknowledge the pain, the struggle, the exhaustion, and still choose to keep moving. Confidence isn't born out of comfort. It's built in chaos. Every rep, every mile, every second you choose to keep going when everything in you screams to quit, that's how you earn belief. People want to talk about motivation, but motivation fades. Discipline doesn't. Belief doesn't. You have to prove to yourself that you can be counted on. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. When you make a promise to yourself, you keep it. That's how you build a foundation that can't be broken. There's a war going on inside your head. The voice that says you can't, that you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that voice is the real enemy. Most people lose that battle before they even start. They give in to that voice because it's easier to quit than to fight. But belief starts when you stop listening to that weakness and start commanding it. You tell that voice, I'm not here to negotiate. I'm here to dominate. You silence doubt with action. You crush fear with repetition. You replace excuses with execution. And the more you do it, the quieter that voice becomes, because you've shown it who's in control. Every scar, every failure, every moment you thought you were done, but still found a way to move forward. That's proof that belief isn't just talk. Pain is the currency of belief. Every time you face it, every time you push through, you're buying a piece of the person you were meant to become. Stop running from the struggle. It's supposed to hurt. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. The reason most people never believe in themselves is because they avoid the very experiences that would make them strong enough to do so. You've got to lean into the pain, embrace it, make it your teacher. When you fall, don't cry about it, study it, find out why you fell and fix it. That's how belief becomes unshakable. Unbreakable doesn't mean untouchable. It means no matter how many times life knocks you down, you refuse to stay there. It means when no one believes in you, when the world doubts you, you still look in the mirror and say, I got this. It's not arrogance, it's ownership. It's knowing you've done the work, paid the price, and earned the right to trust yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have. Your ability to trust that you can handle whatever comes next. You've already survived your worst days. You've already faced things that could have broken you, and you're still here, breathing, fighting, standing. That's proof. That's belief. That's power. Earn your confidence every day, because belief isn't something you're handed. It's not a gift, not a quote, not something you find in a book or a motivational video. It's something you earn through the grind, through pain, through the kind of consistency that makes people question your sanity. You don't wake up confident, you wake up with a choice. You can either stay comfortable and weak, or you can go to war with yourself and earn it. Confidence is a reward for the ones who show up when it's inconvenient, when it's lonely, when the body says no, but the soul says keep going. You don't get to feel powerful if you haven't bled for it. You can't claim self-belief if you've never been tested. Every single day, the world is trying to take that confidence from you. Life will throw you failures, rejection, doubt, and pain until you start believing you're not enough. Most people accept that. They start lowering their standards, softening their goals, convincing themselves they were never meant to do more. That's how mediocrity wins, one excuse at a time. But if you want to be truly confident, you've got to earn it in the trenches. You've got to earn it by doing what others won't. You've got to earn it by keeping promises to yourself when no one's watching. Confidence doesn't come from what you say, it comes from what you survive. There's no shortcut to self-belief. You can't talk your way into it. You can't fake it. You have to build it, brick by brick, through discipline. Discipline is the real source of confidence. Because when you've done the work, when you've suffered through the process, when you've faced your fears and walked through them anyway, you don't need anyone to tell you that you can do it. You already know. That's the quiet power of earned confidence. It's not loud. It's not showy. It's not desperate for attention. It's calm. It's dangerous. Because it's built on proof, not words. Every rep you push past failure, every early morning you drag yourself out of bed when no one's forcing you, every time you keep moving forward when everything in you wants to stop, that's how you earn belief. That's how you create a version of yourself that doesn't flinch when pressure hits. You've got to earn that feeling every day. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. Yesterday's effort is gone. The work doesn't care about what you've already achieved. Confidence fades if it's not maintained. You can't coast on old victories. Every sunrise is a reset. You either show up again or you don't. The ones who keep showing up, those are the ones who become unstoppable. Pain is part of the process. You don't build real confidence avoiding it. You build it by walking through it. The pain of discipline is a sign you're growing, that you're expanding beyond what you were yesterday. Every time you push through discomfort, you're sending a message to yourself. I can trust me. That's the foundation of self-belief, trust. If you say you're going to do something and you follow through, you build trust. If you lie to yourself, if you quit when it hurts, you destroy that trust. Confidence dies the moment you stop keeping promises to yourself. That's why discipline is sacred. That's why it's everything. Consistency separates the believers from the pretenders. Anyone can get fired up for a day or two, but true confidence belongs to the ones who keep going when the fire fades. It's not about intensity. It's about endurance. You've got to keep doing the work even when it's boring, even when the results are invisible, even when no one cares. Because that's where growth happens. That's where belief strengthens. Every act of consistency is a deposit into your confidence account. And one day, when you're faced with something that would break most people, you'll cash it in. You'll stand tall, unshaken, because you've already proved to yourself that you can endure. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're good enough. You earn your confidence in silence, through repetition, through self-respect, through pain. That's the truth no one wants to hear. Belief isn't built in comfort. It's earned when you've got nothing left, when you're tired, when your body screams stop and your mind says go anyway. Every single day you wake up, you've got another chance to earn it again, because confidence doesn't stay with you forever. It only belongs to the one who's willing to fight for it today. In this moment, with no excuses, no shortcuts, no breaks, or silence the inner doubt. Because the loudest enemy isn't out there in the world. It's the one inside your own head. That voice that whispers you're not enough, that mocks you every time you fail, that tells you to give up before you even start. That voice is the real war. You can fight the world all day long, but if you lose the battle in your mind, you've already lost. That voice knows your weaknesses better than anyone else. It knows the exact words to make you doubt yourself, to make you freeze when it's time to act. It feeds on your insecurities. It grows stronger every time you listen to it. And if you let it, it will build a prison around your potential. The only way to win is to destroy that voice before it destroys you. People think their biggest obstacles are external. Their environment, their circumstances, the lack of support, the lack of resources. But none of that is stronger than the voice of doubt in your own mind. That's the assassin of dreams. That's the reason people quit halfway through the journey. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you don't control your mind, your talent means nothing. The mind can be your greatest weapon or your deadliest enemy, depending on which side you train it to fight on. Most people don't train their minds. They let their thoughts control them. They live in a loop of fear, excuses, and hesitation. That's why they stay stuck. The ones who rise are the ones who learn to silence that inner noise. You can't negotiate with that voice. You can't reason with it. The only language it understands is action. Every time you act in spite of fear, you silence it a little more. Every time you do the thing it says you can't, it gets weaker. But every time you hesitate, every time you procrastinate, every time you let it talk you out of doing the work, you give it power, you feed it, you build it. That's why discipline matters. Because discipline isn't just about structure, it's about control. It's about taking command of your thoughts before they take command of you. You've got to learn to be louder than that doubt, to talk back to it, to override it with truth and proof. You've got to remind yourself of every moment you've overcome before, of every time you pushed through when you thought you couldn't. That's how you build armor around your mind. Doubt thrives in comfort. When you stay safe, when you avoid challenge, when you protect your ego, you give doubt the perfect place to live. It loves weakness. It loves comfort zones. It loves when you stop testing yourself. That's why you have to chase the things that scare you. You have to put yourself in situations that expose your fears, that push you to the edge, that make that voice scream, because that's how you learn to fight it. You can't silence something you never confront. You've got to drag it out into the open and face it head on. You've got to learn to operate in chaos, to stay calm in pressure, to keep moving even when your mind tries to convince you that you're done. Every time you face pain, every time you feel fear, doubt shows up. It's natural, but here's the truth. You don't eliminate it once and for all. You learn to control it. You learn to keep it in its place. You learn to use it as fuel instead of letting it use you as a cage. When that voice says, you can't, you answer back with, watch me. When it says you'll fail, you say, then I'll learn. When it says you're not ready, you remind it that no one ever is, and that's exactly why you'll move anyway. The goal isn't to be fearless. It's to move through fear so often that it no longer owns you. The mind will test you more than life ever will. It will lie to you, manipulate you, and try to keep you from becoming who you're supposed to be. It will tell you you're too tired, too late, too broken, too far behind. But those are just echoes of weakness trying to survive. You can't let them. You have to starve them with work. You have to drown them in proof. The more you show your mind what's possible, the more it learns to trust you. That's how you silence the inner doubt, not with words, but with evidence. You've got to build a track record of wins, of battles fought and conquered. So when that voice shows up again, it has nothing left to say. Because deep down, it knows you're not someone who listens to it anymore. It knows you're the one in control now. The one who stopped letting fear decide what happens next, Ibrashi, turn pain into proof. Because every time life hurts, it's testing your belief, testing your limits, testing the strength of the foundation you built inside yourself. Pain isn't just an obstacle. It's a mirror that shows you exactly who you are when everything comfortable gets stripped away. Most people run from pain, hide from it, numb it, and pretend it doesn't exist. But pain doesn't disappear when you avoid it. It grows. It multiplies. It waits for you in the dark until you face it. The difference between the strong and the weak isn't who feels pain. It's who turns that pain into something that fuels them instead of something that destroys them. Pain is the purest form of truth because it never lies. It exposes you, humbles you, and if you let it, it builds you. When life hurts, it's not punishment. It's preparation. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure is a test to see how bad you really want it. Anybody can talk about success when things are easy, but real belief is revealed when everything falls apart. That's when you find out if your words mean anything. You can't fake it when pain hits. You either break or you rise. And when you rise through it, When you refuse to quit, that becomes your proof. Proof that you're built different. Proof that you can take the hits and keep coming back. Proof that no matter how many times you fall, you won't stay down. That's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who just talk about making it. Pain isn't the enemy. It's the process. It's the fire that forges your belief. Every time you push through something that should have broken you, you reteaching yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You start realizing that what felt impossible yesterday is just another workout for your soul today. Pain teaches discipline. It teaches patience. It teaches resilience. It strips away the fake confidence and replaces it with something real, something earned. Because belief without pain is fantasy, but belief built through pain is unbreakable. You don't become strong by avoiding struggle. You become strong by surviving it. You don't become fearless by pretending you're not scared. You become fearless by moving forward anyway. Every scar tells a story. Every bruise, every sleepless night, every moment you question if it was worth it. Those are chapters in the story of proof. You've got to stop looking at pain like it's something to escape from and start seeing it as something to learn from. The world tries to convince you that comfort equals success, but comfort kills growth. Pain is the price of evolution. When you feel pain, it means you're stretching, changing, stepping into territory that most people avoid. It means you're alive, you're growing, and you're building a version of yourself that won't crumble when life gets hard. The goal isn't to avoid pain, it's to transform it, to turn it into strength, into clarity, into drive. Every great thing ever built came through struggle. Muscles grow by tearing and repairing. Character grows the same way. Every time you go through something heavy, you're tearing apart the old version of you that wasn't ready and rebuilding the version that is. That's why pain feels like fire. It's burning away the weakness. It's revealing what's underneath. It's showing you how much more you're capable of enduring. People who have never suffered don't know who they are yet. They haven't met the version of themselves that comes out when the world hits back. You only meet that person when everything comfortable disappears. That's when you discover what you're truly made of. So when life hits you, don't waste time asking why. Don't complain. Don't run. Look pain in the face and say, this is proof. Proof that you're still in the game. Proof that you're still breathing. Proof that life hasn't broken you, it's building you. Every drop of sweat, every moment of exhaustion, every heartbreak, every failure. It's all evidence that you're doing the work, that you're being tested, because there's something inside you worth refining. Every time you overcome, you add another layer of armor, another level of mental toughness, another reason to believe in yourself. Pain doesn't show up to stop you. It shows up to see if you've learned enough to keep going. And when you do, when you face it, when you stand in the fire and refuse to back down, you prove not just to the world, but to yourself that you were built for more. Unbreakable comes from within. Because believing in yourself isn't about people cheering for you or standing beside you. It's about knowing that even if the world turns its back, you're still standing, still fighting, still moving. It's about understanding that strength doesn't come from comfort, approval, or applause. It comes from silence. It comes from the moments when you're isolated, when no one understands your vision, when you've got to carry the weight alone. That's where Unbreakable is built. In the quiet hours, when you could quit, but don't. When the pain is too much, when the pressure is too heavy, when everything in you says stop, and yet you keep going anyway. That's the moment the unbreakable version of you begins to form. People want to look strong, but few are willing to become strong. Becoming unbreakable means going through the fire and refusing to let it consume you. It means getting up every time you're knocked down, even when you don't have the energy, even when no one sees it. The world celebrates the victories, but it ignores the battles fought in the dark. That's where the real transformation happens. Believing in yourself isn't about arrogance or ego. It's about trust. It's about trusting that you have what it takes to survive the storm, even when every sign around you says otherwise. It's about trusting that you can rebuild from nothing, that your worth doesn't disappear just because others can't see it. Being unbreakable doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you've learned how to use it. You've learned how to take every hit, every disappointment, every betrayal, and turn it into fuel. When the world pushes you to your knees, you don't beg. You breathe, you reset, and you rise again. Because somewhere deep inside, you know you were built for this. You've been through too much to break now. Every wound has taught you something. Every scar is proof that you can endure. That's where true belief comes from. Not from what you've gained, but from what you've survived. The world can strip away your possessions, your support, your recognition, but it can never take away your will unless you hand it over. Unbreakable comes from within because everything external is temporary. People change, situations shift, circumstances fall apart. But what stays is what you build inside your chest. That fire that refuses to go out, that voice that says, keep moving. There will be moments when you feel invisible, when it seems like nobody cares, when all the effort feels pointless. That's the moment most people fold because they built their strength on validation. You can't do that. You've got to build your strength on purpose. You've got to remind yourself why you started, why you fight, and why you'll never stop. You've got to find your reason so deeply within you that it doesn't matter who walks away or who stays silent. Every time life tests you, every time it strips away what's easy, it's carving out the unbreakable part of you. You don't realize it in the moment because pain blinds you, loss distracts you, and doubt screams louder than reason. But later, when you look back, you'll see that every storm left something behind. Resilience, clarity, power. The hard times weren't there to destroy you. They were there to reveal you. They were there to expose the layers of strength you didn't even know you had. That's the part of you that doesn't bend when things go wrong. That's the part that stands tall when the noise gets too loud. You can't borrow belief from anyone else. You can't depend on people to keep you going. That kind of belief is fragile, and fragile things break. You've got to build something stronger, something that lives in your bones, something that can't be shaken no matter how hard life hits. You've got to become your own foundation, your own reason, your own motivation. That's what it means to be unbreakable, not perfect, not fearless, but relentless. You keep walking even when your legs shake. You keep pushing even when your heart is heavy. You keep believing even when the world doubts you because you've already seen what happens when you stop.